Alright, Shalom, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to say, Kol Halayim La, Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rekakwadash. And double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to the Akim Wakwaf that scattered about the four corners of the earth. And Shalom to the hopeful elect. Shalom. And this title of the lesson is going to be called Become as Pilgrims. And this came from meditation and also listening to a brother's lesson of perilous times that are, to come. Which means dangerous times. Because we're currently living in, the days of Son of Man. Where just like in the days of old, like in the times of Noah and the times of Lot, our people were, just in the house of feasting. They were marrying, they were drinking. They didn't take heed to the Lord's message through mouth of his prophets that he has on the highways and byways, man. But again, I was watching, a brother's lesson, and, the Lord had me meditating on this. Perilous times are coming, man. Pursuant to Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 7, Daniel chapter 12, verse 1, 2nd Ezra chapter 15 and 16. Some bad times, man. Good for the elect and the downfall of his kingdom, but not so good, for the ones that's not, seeking out for the Lord, that's not turning back to the Lord, that's not repenting. That don't have that hedge of protection, which really the hedge of protection, going into my last video, that shadow, that hedge of protection is the names of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, that strong tower, man, that rocky foundation. You have to have the clean garments on, which is this truth, knowledge, and wisdom. You have to have the understanding. You have to be a doer of the word. You have to be a hearer of the word, man. But you have to have Yahweh, the Father, which means he exists, the Father of all spirits. And you have to have the Son's name, Yahweh Shai, which means he's the deliverer, man. You have to have those names to have that hedge of protection. Because at any given time, man, you'll have Esau Edom, man. He's one button away from knocking the whole grid off, shutting it down. But mainly it's Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai that's doing that. Letting us know that famine of the word is coming. As it says in Proverbs chapter 21, verse 1, the Lord controls the king's heart whithersoever it goeth. So best believe, the Lord is doing this. Isaiah 45 and verse 7. You had you had the cyber attacks. That's one of the main talks in the media right now. These cyber attacks. You had the JBS cyber attack. You had the pipeline. You had the NYC cyber attacks. The hyperinflation. Isaiah 10 and 1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, which they prescribed. Just roughly paraphrasing Salakia. But that's talking about Esau Edom, man. And these, wicked agendas that they already prescribed. Pre meaning, before, and scribe means to write, to write, Salakia. Talking about his draconian laws. It says that also in the scriptures as well. In Revelation chapter 13, where it talks about he has two horns as a lamb and he spake as a dragon. Esau Edom is portraying as this so-called docile lamb, like he's like for the people. But he's speaking as a dragon, man. Also, in the scriptures it talks about it's not what comes, if I word it right, it's not what goes in a man's mouth that defileth him. It's what comes out of man's mouth that defileth him, man. And that's Esau Edom. He's defiled and unclean through his order out of chaos schemes, man. So I'm gonna get to the lesson. In the first precept, pursuant to the title, starting off at 2nd Ezra, chapter 16, starting at verse 40. This is out the Apocrypha, by the way. O my people, hear my word, make you ready to the battle, and in those evils, be as pilgrims upon the earth. So we're gonna have to start getting in that mindset. In Ecclesiasticus chapter 2, if thou comes to serve the Lord, prepare that heart for Set that heart right. Just roughly paraphrasing. You got to set your mind right through the Lord. If you come to serve the Lord, man, you gotta, bear this cross. Verse 41. He that selleth, let him be as he fleeth away, and he that buyeth, as one that will lose. He that occupieth merchandise, as he that have no profit by it, and he that buildeth, as he that shall not dwell therein. He that soweth, as if he should not reap, so also he that planteth the vineyard, as he that shall not gather the grapes. So in short, these little tangible things that are seen and temporal, man, we're not supposed to have a care in this world, man. Because when it's given that time where the Lord might give you certain instructions, all right, you got to pack up a few, things, man. You got to get the hell up out of here, but you're going to have to leave your wife, your kids, whoever the case may be. You might have to leave family. You might have to literally just carry the backpack that you have and the clothes on your back. And literally forsake all. It's going to come that point in time where the men of the Lord is going to have to do that. Whatever, the lot that the Lord has you, going on. But we have to get in that mind frame to start forsaking all, to become as pilgrims. I want to grab a quick precept out of Ecclesiastes chapter 3, because there's a time and season under the heaven, man, for everything. As soon as I find it, Salakia. Okay. Salakia for that, brothers and a few sisters. Salakia. Alright, this is Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 1. And it says, to everything there is a season and time to every purpose underneath the heaven. A time to be born and a time to die. A time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted. A time to kill and a time to heal. A time to break down and a time to build up. And this is not the time, and this is not the current time to be trying to build up and receive your consolation on this side, man. This is not the time to trying to be wanting to plant something on the side. This is not the time to, trying to want to have a so-called family. That's why it says in the scriptures, you have wives to be as you have none. Verse 4, and it says, a time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn, Salakia, and a time to dance, a time to cast away stones, and a time to gather stones together, a time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing, a time to get and a time to lose, a time to keep and a time to cast away, a time to rend and a time to sue, a time to keep silence and a time to speak, and a time to love and a time to hate, a time of war and a time of peace. So we're currently in a time of war, man. We're already in World War III spiritually already. The Lord is just getting ready the chess pieces. You see, in the great river Euphrates is drying up, so the kings of the east can cross over, man, so they can get ready for World War III. That sound of the trumpet, man. So we're currently in the time of war. Most importantly, a spiritual war, but we're in a time of war. Like it says in reading from Ecclesiastes from chapter 3, verse 1 to 8, it gives you plenty and beautiful examples. A time to heal and a time to break down. Just give an example, you know what I'm saying? A time to, I'll reread verse 6 again. A time to get, a time to lose. This is a time to lose everything. Get rid of everything that you thought you knew or loved, man. It's time to put all your heart, all your might towards Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua, man, and get ready for this walk, this this trial that we about to go through. We're literally about to be tried as gold in the fire, man. You know? I want to go ahead and get the next precept pertaining to this lesson. The same, and this precept I'm about to get is dealing with Yahweh Shai, man, and his current mind state that he was in. One of my favorite precepts to get. And this is Luke chapter 9, starting at verse 57. And it came to pass that as they went in the way, a certain man said unto him, Lord, I will follow thee whithersoever thou goest. And Yahweh Shai said unto him, Foxes have holes, and birds of the air have nests, but the Son of Man have not where to lay his head. So, if we bearing this cross as Yahweh Shai Hamashiach did, man, because he came in the will of his Father Yahweh. He had a mission. He had a duty to do. So, as part of that mission, because we have to arm ourselves likewise as Yahweh Shai Hamashiach in this cross, because we're not greater than our master, it's going to come a point in time, like he said in verse 58. And Yahweh Shai said unto him, Foxes have holes, and birds of the air have nests, but the Son of Man have not where to lay his head. So we're going to be in the wilderness, man. We're going to be on the run from Esau Edom and his Gestapo, on a run from family. Everybody's going to be your enemy, man. Every man is going to hate you for Yahweh Shai, Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai's name's sake, man. If you're going to bear this truth to the very end, that's part of that cross that you have to bear. That's why the name of this title is Become As Pilgrims, because that's the mind state we have to be in. This is just a quick, touch-up lesson. Get the next precept in Matthew chapter 16, starting at verse 24. Then said Yahweh Shai unto his disciples, If any man will come after me, let him deny himself, and take up his cross, and follow me. For whosoever will save his life shall lose it. And you have some men that's of the circumcision, women of the circumcision, even our people of the uncircumcision as well, that love this world, man. And it says, matter of fact, I'm gonna just go ahead and go get it. In 1 John, then I'm gonna go to James. And this is 1 John chapter 2, starting at 15 through verse 17. Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, and the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life, is not of the Father, but is of the world. Verse 17, and the world passeth away, and the lust thereof, but he that doeth the will of the Most High abideth forever. What is the whole duty of man? Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 13. Fear the Lord and keep his commandments. That's the whole duty of man. So you shouldn't be, our people, even including myself speaking, we're not supposed to be a friend of this world. Because it says in verse 15, the love of the Father is not in him. You're trying to build something that's not going to last, man. It says, the world passeth away and the lust thereof, but he that doeth the will of the Most High abideth forever, man. So this truth is going to abide forever. Let me see. Let me get James chapter 4 as soon as I can find it. James chapter 4 and verse 4. Ye adulterers and adulteress, know ye not that the friendship of the world is enmity with the Most High? Whosoever therefore will be a friend of the world is an enemy of the Most High. That's just plain. I don't need to break that down. The Lord looks at you as an enemy. Because this is not our rest. And I might get that precept at the end. Yeah, Abba Yahweh Ratazah, but that's you looked as an enemy, man, if you're trying to live on this side, if you're trying to receive your consolation. But I'm gonna go ahead and reread Matthew chapter 16, verse 25. For whosoever will save his life shall lose it, and whoever will lose his life for my sake shall find it. With this sacrifice, this truth that we coming in, man, we gotta make sacrifices. It says in the scriptures also, you're not worthy of the Lord, man. If you love your mother, your daughter, your son more than me. Just roughly paraphrasing, man. That's a sacrifice in itself. Everything that you do in this truth, knowledge, and wisdom, man, you have to literally be as if you giving your life up. You got to become that new creature, that new creation. Verse 26. For what is a man profited if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? And what shall a man give in exchange for his soul? And you see these celebrities that sold out, man. Just like Apostle Ramlab went in his live lesson yesterday. You had to get somewhere in his life, man, to even gain a certain status or a position, to even keep it. You got to do certain rituals, sacrifices of you got to serve other idols, graven images. You got to be accustomed to just like in the days of the Hellenistic period, man, where Israelites were accustomed to these Greek customs. Nothing new under the sun. And that's what Esau Edom is trying to establish, is this one world order. Just like it says in First Maccabees in chapter 1 verse 41. The commandment of the king, as one people forget their laws and be as one. And that's what Esau Edom is trying to do with his so-called subdermal device. I ain't gonna say too much because this video will get cut off, but you know what I mean. The charagma. And that's the current state that some of our people they sold their soul, for this world, man. And it says, I'll just reread verse 26 and get to the next precept. And it says, for what is a man profited if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? Or what shall a man give in exchange for a soul? So you can't, once you give your soul in, man, once you drink from the table of devils, man, you can't go back. It's a done data. It's a wrap. But I'm going to get one more precept and then I'm going to close it out. Just a quick lesson. I'm going to get it in Micah chapter 2. Salaki, as soon as I get it. Chapter 2, verse 10. Salaki. Micah chapter 2, verse 10. Arise, ye, and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you even with a sore destruction. So this is not our rest, man. We're not supposed to be rejoicing in the house of feasting. Just watching the elders video a couple, I want to say like last week. Yahweh Shai, whenever his darkest hour was coming, he was in a sorrowful mind. He had to bear that cup. And our darkest hour is going to come pretty soon, where we're going to have to face whatever test that may be in order to fully cross that bridge on the other side, man, to the kingdom. And part of that test that we're going to have to do for the brothers and the few sisters that's in this truth, you got to become as pilgrims. You got to forsake all. You know, you got to sacrifice everything that you got. You got to remember Lot's wife. When Lot and his wife and his kids were, you know, escaping Sodom and Gomorrah when it was raining with fire and brimstone, Lot's wife turned back and turned into a pillar of salt because she loved that lifestyle. But that doesn't have to be you. Lord willing, Yahweh Ratazah is not, you know, and that includes myself. But, you know, it's just a, you know, quick, you know, lesson through the Spirit, becoming as pilgrims. So I want to give all praises, all honor and glory, and say, Kol Halayim La, Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai Bahashim Rakakwadash. And double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to the Aki and Wakwaf that scattered about the four corners of the earth. And shalom to the whole full elect. Shalom.